Let's see what type of music we can make. Let's see what type of music we can make. Let's see what type of music we can make. Using coins in a cup. Using a book. Using TV static. Welcome to season 4 of SJ's Sonic Brews. Let's make some sounds. Let's see what type of music we can make. Using a paper towel roll. Let's import the paper towel roll. Let's crop the file. We're going to cut off the high end. And let's export the file. Also, if you guys have any suggestions for sounds you want me to use, leave them in the comments. Let's set our tempo. Let's import the paper towel sample 3 times. Let's crop the sample. Let's pitch it down and turn down the length so our kick sounds like this. We're going to repeat the process with the snare sample. We're going to keep everything else the same, so it sounds like this. Pitch up the drumstick sound, sounds like this. We're going to boost the low end and boost the high end. Add some reverb. Now our drum kit sounds like this. Let's see what type of music we can make. Using coins in a cup. Let's import the coins. Let's crop the file. We're going to put an amp on and isolate the middle frequencies. It's going to sound like this. We're going to export that file. I was going to isolate the bass for like a kick sound, but you don't get much low end with coins. So that first sound is going to be our kick. I isolated the high end, so this is going to be our snare. So I had to do some changing with the file names. You don't have to do this, it just overall makes it easier. Let's assign the kick to this note. We're going to crop the sample so it sounds like this. Pitch it down and it's going to sound like this. I'm going to import the snare sound twice so I have a snare and a hi-hat. Pitch it up so the hi-hat can sound like this. Repeat the process with the snare except pitch it down a little bit. Added some reverb and here's our drum kit. Let's see what type of music we can make using pots and pans. Let's import the pot sound. Let's crop the file. Let's export the file. So how I made the pot sound, I took a wooden spoon and hit the pot with it. See Tom and Jerry do it all the time, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And also, drop in the comments, what was your favorite cartoon growing up? Let's copy the file so we have 2 of them. So I imported the sound into my keyboard, and the lower down you go, the more you start to hear a pitch. So we can actually make something musical out of this. So we're going to try and isolate that pitch. Let's crop the sample. Let's add some reverb. This certainly would make Ariel proud. Let's see what type of music we can make using TV static. Let's import the TV static. Let's export the file. Let's copy the file so we have 2 of them. Side note, I just hit 100,000 total views on my YouTube channel, and I'm also 7 subscribers away from 500. So head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Take the first sound, pitch it down, and assign it to this note. Creating percussive sounds is really difficult when the sample you're using is just one consistent tone. We're going to take the second sample, pitch it up, and assign it to this note. Let's add some low end, add some high end, and let's cut off some of those middle frequencies. Add some reverb, and now we got a brush kit. Let's see what type of music we can make using a lawnmower. Let's import the lawnmower. Let's crop the file. Let's make this all low tone. Let's export the EQ'd sound. I'm hearing like a really low A sharp. So let's try and tune that. Let's add the root key to A. As usual, thank you for the continued support in this series. This is episode 35, I think. And as usual, if you have a sound that you want me to try and make music out of, let me know in the comments. Let's run it through an amp so we can turn up the middle frequencies. It's a little flat, so let's raise it up a little bit. And now we got what sounds like a distorted bass. Let's see what type of music we can make using a book. Let's import the sound of the book closing. Let's crop it. Let's EQ it to give our kick some low end. Let's import the sound of the pages. They're going to sound like this. Let's quantize the pages just so it's an even rhythm. Let's turn up our middle frequencies. Now let's export that sound. Let's crop the sample of the book closing. Pitch it down and assign it to this note. Let's pitch the pages up and assign it to this note. The pages sound kind of has that 64th note trap beat, kind of. And now our drum kit sounds like this. See what type of music we can make using an ice maker. Let's import the ice maker. We're going to create 2 separate sounds out of this. The first one's going to be our kick. The second sound is going to be the ice going in the glass. It's going to sound like this. Let's export both the files. Thank y'all for the continued support in this series. This is episode 37, and as usual, if you guys have a sound you want me to try and make music out of, let me know in the comments. Let's crop the sound of the ice maker. Pitch it down and assign it to this note. Now let's crop the sound of the ice. Pitch it down and assign it to this note. Let's add some low end and cut off our high end. Let's add some reverb. Now the final drum kit sounds like this. Let's see what type of music we can make by throwing a rock in the river. Let's import the rock sound. In order to make the rock and a river sound, I had to improvise a little bit since I don't live near a river. So I just filled a plastic cup with water out of my sink and dropped a rock in there. Let's export the rock sound. Let's copy the file twice so we have a full drum kit. As usual, if you have a sound you want me to try and make music out of, let me know in the comments. Let's crop the file and pitch it down for our kick sound. Our kick sounds like this. The snare sample is going to remain the same. It's going to sound like this. We're going to crop our hi-hat and pitch it up, so that sounds like this. We're going to turn up the low and middle frequencies and cut off the high end a little bit. I don't even need to tell y'all what this step is anymore. And now our drum kit sounds like this. Let's see what type of music we can make using a football. Let's import the football. Crop it. Let's export the file. Let's take off some of the high end for the kick sound. Now let's export that file. Let's do the exact opposite for our third sound. And let's export that. As usual, if you have a sound you want me to try and make music out of, let me know in the comments. Let's pitch down the kick and assign it to this note. We're going to keep the snare sound the same and assign it to this note. Let's crop the hi-hat sound and assign it to this note. Y'all know the drill. And now our drum kit sounds like this. Let's see what type of music we can make using a bag of chips. Let's import the bag of chips. Let's crop the file. Let's take off the high end and add some low end. That's going to be our kick sound. Let's export the kick sound. Let's do the exact opposite for a hi-hat sound. Now let's export that sound. Can't believe it's episode 40. And as usual, if you have a sound you want me to try and make music out of, let me know in the comments. Let's crop the kick, pitch it down and assign it to this note. Let's crop the hi-hat sound, pitch it down and assign it to this note. Let's take off some of the high end for the whole kit. I say the exact same thing every single time we get to this part of the video. So I want you to drop in the comments, what phrase do I say right here? And now our drum kit sounds like this.